Hello there, YouTube. Polar Bear 084 here, back with another episode of A Bear's Guide to Hunting. Today, we take down our second Elder Dragon. Kieran, as mentioned previously, doesn't count. We are fighting the Lunastra, Blazing Queen of Flames. And what's really interesting about Lunastra, what makes her more difficult than Daora, that we fought before, is that she decides to switch it up. And instead of having just a wind pressure effect that knocks you down like Daora does, although it not be as frequently, she also has a permanent, semi-permanent, area of effect that will just sap your health whenever you're close to her. Passive health damage, as if though you're standing on the side of lava. So that's fun. So what we're going to do to combat that, we've brought our regular assortment of items here. We brought 2 Armourskins, 2 Demondrugs. The fight's not going to go on long enough for you to need more than 2. We bought 5 cool drinks in case we die. So we have cool drinks to rejuvenate our coolness. And life powder, because we're going to be using a lot of healing. And then everything from the chest. One notable addition from the chest is an immunizer that makes your red bar of health recover quickly, which is going to be what you want here. If I'd been smart, I would have bought some of these with me first time through, but I didn't, so I'm not allowed to bring them now. Just as a refresher, actually, while we run to Lunastra, the whole concept behind this series, when I started it many moons ago, was that a lot of the... I really should have gone to Area 4. I always go to Area 1, and I just shouldn't. But the concept behind this series was that a lot of the tutorials for Monster Hunter Freedom Unite at the time, when I started this, were someone running through with extremely overpowered armor and just showing you some of the tips. But it wasn't really a good show of what you need to look out for, because their armor is not anything I can own at this time, and so they were able to get away with stuff that I simply could not. And so I decided to do my own version. Here you go, here's Lunastra. Lunastra's usually in Area 4 or 5 or 6, but does wander a little bit, just so you know. So I decided to start my own kind of variation on that flamethrower, where I would record the items and equipment that I beat them with. I meant to roll there. And then I would record an episode with those items and equipment, so that you saw how I did it and what I had to deal with and what I learned. That's the whole idea behind A Bear's Guide to Hunting. And I think so far... Oh, yellow, we've got to go close. I think so far it's been going pretty good. I think we've been learning a lot together, and I'm happy for that. So, Lunastra, as you can tell already, pretty quick, has quite a wide assortment of abilities that range from flamethrowers to explosions, charges, a regular claw. A lot of different things to look out for. The main ones, however, the charge... Well, actually, let's talk about the explosion. When she goes to do an explosion, you'll see a certain color of powder around her. That powder dictates how where the location of the explosion will be. And if it's red powder, it's going to be right around her in a very close circle. So if you see red powder, run away. Like this. I'm going to run away now. Whereas, if you see yellow powder, it's going to be in a wide circle around her. And the range on it is further than you would think. So honestly, your best bet is to get close to Lunastra when you see yellow powder. Like right now. I'm going to run in. I see yellow powder floating in the air. I'm going to take advantage of it. I really would like to have spirit gauge full if we could, but apparently not. And you can see just how much damage I'm taking from that passive effect. I have a cool drink. This is not from the volcano. This is only from Lunastra. She hasn't even really hit me yet. She only clawed me once. And you can... There you go. Thank you, cat. You can really see just how damaging that is. You know, let's... next opportunity we get, let's take a Armorskin. And probably a Demondrug is a good idea too. So you really, really want to bring immunizers with you. Ah, she baited me there. So you want to bring immunizers with you, as many as you can. There was a geyser there apparently, because they are very, very useful. They have a very long charge on them, but it's not infinite. It won't last the whole fight, even though the fight will only be 25 minutes at most. So you're definitely going to want to bring immunizers. You're going to want to bring a lot of mega potions. I would also honestly recommend bringing some extra potions or extra herbs and blue mushrooms and honey, so you can make extra mega potions as well, because you will use a lot of healing items in this fight. So anyway, we've seen a lot of Lunastra's lunging. Nothing special there. She lunges forward. It does a lot of damage if you get hit, but it's fairly easy to just roll out of the way of that one. She does it a lot, and when she jumps backwards, it's the same as when she jumps forwards. It will hurt you if she hits you, so you're going to want to be careful of that. Alright, did I stagger her, or did she just not charge? It's hard to tell. I think she just didn't charge. Alright, we got red powder. I can't get to her anyway, so we'll just walk away. Let's see, where's the immunizer? Here we go. So we've got that flamethrower. That flamethrower does get larger when she is enraged, a lot larger. So don't think that you can stand in front of her and avoid it that way. You just try to be on the left or right hand side. I recommend the right hand side personally. It's much harder to get hit from there by it. We have a tail swipe that I interrupted. I apologize. That can be explosive. Normally it's just a regular tail swipe, first on the left and then on the right. But if she is enraged, or occasionally when she isn't, it will cause explosions, but you will see yellow powder if that's the case. The other noteworthy attack is her charge. You can see just how much she can lead you on it, right? There's the tail swipe. She was pointing, like, let's say, past me to my right. I started running to the left, and she ran so far in front of me that she would have hit me if I kept running in the direction I was. The best way to avoid her charge is when she gets ready, start running. Oh, we see yellow, we run in. One day I'll get a spirit gauge full. One day. So yeah, when she starts readying her charge, start running in one direction, and then when she goes to actually run, roll back the way you came. Oh, that was probably... I lost a lot there. Probably wasn't worth it. Oh, you can see how much she led her charge there? She was facing almost the opposite direction and still nearly hit me. So you want to start running in one direction and then just roll back. However, if you don't start running soon enough, then she will hit you no matter what you do. As she's shown you very helpfully there. Thank you, Lunastra, for that. So you see, even then, sometimes it gets very close to hitting you. But I'd say that is probably the most dangerous attack. There's the yellow powder you saw, there's the explosive tail swipe I mentioned, and Lunastra is now enraged. Everything about Lunastra gets faster. That's pretty much it. I think the explosions also get bigger. She can fly in the air and attack, but I think what she's actually doing is leaving. And I forgot to paintball her. Again. Just like I did when I did a test of this. But that's okay. We'll find her. She could be in Area 3. She likes Area 3. I'm going to take this opportunity to eat a ration as well. So the thing with Lunastra is that she has incredibly hard scales. Or incredibly hard skin. I'm not sure if it's scales or not. Could be fur. Who knows? But the gist of it is you will be bouncing your attacks a lot unless you have blue sharpness. And as we saw with the Tiger Agito in the Kieran video, link is up there if you want to see that. But as we saw then, the weapons you can get at this time have very, very small amounts of blue sharpness. So unless you can get sharpness plus, which is difficult, I have that, and it doesn't really help. I think you need sharpness plus 2 to actually get into the next color category. Unless you have that skill, you're going to be bouncing a lot, which is why I bought a longsword. It's still very difficult to get the spirit... Here she is. Still very difficult to get the spirit gauge actually full, so you can take advantage of the longsword's you know, not bouncing to capabilities. We're going to run. There we go. But if you can get it full and keep it full by kind of keeping on top of her, it is very, very good. I would say it's the best weapon for this fight at this point in the game. And I will also mention the Elder Dragons are optional. You don't actually have to fight them to progress. But it is cool, and therefore you should absolutely fight them. So that's all I have to say on that. Where is safe here? Not really much. The thing with Area 8, or Area 7, sorry, is that there's so many narrow places that it's very difficult to fight Lunastra here. Area 4 is the best, just purely because you've got so much room to maneuver. Area 5 is pretty close as well. This area though, oh, I see red. Nah, there's no way I was making it out. Animations were too slow. This could be death. That was very close to death. That was very close. Alright, so now you're probably wondering, how am I have to do a leap of faith here, how am I going to handle Lunastra if whenever I get close she does permanent damage to me, and if I stay away then she charges me, which will almost always hit? Well, I'm going to show you. You poison her. Just the same as Deora. Our link is up there if you want to see that episode, but just the same as in that fight. If you can poison them, which I'm really trying to do. Okay, she's poisoned. Good. Then the area of effect buff that they have goes away. Now, the problem with Lunastra, and the reason why I'm not using I don't feel like this should hit me. And the reason why I'm not using said poison weapon that, you know, you'd think would be a good idea, is because Lunastra has twice as much resistiveness to poison as Deora. It is not as effective just because it is very difficult to actually get her poisoned. You could get her poisoned once for sure, but the second or third time is almost impossible. It's very, very difficult to poison her. So while it works, it really isn't effective. I mean, it's already gone, as you can see. Like that was not that long, and it's going to be much harder to poison her the second time. I would love to build up the spirit gauge again. It would be nice. No, not like this. I refuse. Although I am taking double area of effect damage now, double passive damage. That's less than good. Alright. So this is pretty much the whole fight with Lunastra. You're going to spend almost all of your time running away for a various amount of reasons. There's a lot of running around. Energy drinks would be a good bring, in my opinion, for pretty much every Elder Dragon fight. I would say that they are a good bring. I didn't bring any because I wasn't fully prepared for this fight, and so you're seeing the effects of that now. Bounce bombs are also kind of useful if she goes in the air. Much like Kushala Deora, Lunastra does go in the air. Has a similar kind of cone, except with fire instead of wind. That's the only time that they're useful, though, unless you want to try and get her when she leaves. But she actually flies up pretty quickly when she leaves the area, so they're not really going to be useful there. Alright, I see red. I guess we'll just stay here. One thing that might be useful against Lunastra, or might be useful about thinking about trying, is doing a Ranger build. The only problem with that is that Ranger has half the defense, and you can see how much damage I'm taking as a Blade Master, and so it's not really the best plan. Oh, we're so close to filling up that gauge. But yeah, you can really see the problem here is that every time you get kind of close, she either does this, which buys her a lot of time, or sends you flying across the map, or both. So while Longsword is definitely the best pick, in my opinion, it's still not easy. You can also break Lunastra's tail. You can cut it off. It is very difficult though, because it will only break if she is beneath 30% HP. And since there's no real tell of her current HP, it is very, very easy to kill her or have her flee before you can actually cut the tail. Alright, I believe she's now leaving. That's good. We did paintball her this time. I need to heal anyway. But yeah, every time we get the spirit gauge up, she leaves. Without fail. And I didn't mention this at the beginning, but Lunastra, being a real Elder Dragon, does have the same 25-minute time limit as the others. If you deal 30% of her health as damage in 25 minutes, which you are almost certain to do, she will flee at the 25-minute marker. So bear that in mind as well. Alright, she's kind of staggered. That's important. We want to see that. I rolled the wrong way, but that's okay. Red, I like it. Let's see if we can't get some good powerful hits off on her. We need to pile some damage in somehow if we're going to actually get her killed here and now. See, natural recovery, the immunizer lasted pretty much 10 to 15 minutes. I'll put in Bear's Broken Brain in the description exactly how long it lasts. But you will only need 2 in that case for this quest. I would bring 3 just so that if you die you can reapply it. But that's probably all you're going to need. Alright, she's starting to take some damage. She's starting to flinch a bit. Let's see if we can pile some more damage in. She's enraged again. So we're starting to see some of those tells that she might be kind of getting low. This is what we want to see. Remember, when she's enraged, the explosions do appear to be bigger. So you want to stay a little further away from her than you normally would. Just, you know, just to play it safe. Just because of how much damage she can do and how fast she can be. It's definitely worth it. Alright, I'm just going to run really far away. There we go. And then one more thing as well. You may notice my health bar is slightly longer than it normally is. And the reason for that is that I ate before going on this quest. I decided to bite the bullet and test the feline kitchen a little bit, see if I could figure out a good mixture of items for me to use on a regular basis, because I was tired of losing 25 stamina. Oh, this is bad. We lived. And the concoction I ate is Life Jam and I think Burning Mango, because I have 4 chefs and those are the 2 fruit options. We're gonna try and survive this. That was the wrong way to roll. We survived technically, but also barely. I'm going to take my opportunity to heal here. Alright, we're fine. My cat is very not fine, but we're okay. We somehow avoided that claw. Didn't avoid that one, but we got our spirit gauge back up. That's good. So this is, again, like, you know, very much back and forth between you and Lunastra. Whereas Kushala Daora, you spend most of the time falling over. This one is very much a duel of the fates, if I may be so bold. Definitely very back and forth between you and her. Sometimes it can feel like more, you know, one-sided. Oh, I ran out of stamina, that was the problem. And it definitely feels like that, but you are piling damage on. You've just got to be consistent, and you've got to make the most out of the opening she gives you. Tail Swipe is a great opportunity to get in and get some damage done. When she's doing the yellow explosion, the long explosions, that's another great opportunity. I would also say Flamethrower is probably the best option to get some damage in, just because it takes quite a while. It's relatively easy to avoid, and she's very stationary during it. I nearly rolled out of that. The claws cover quite a long range, because she claws actually across her body. and moves her whole body to do it. So it's very difficult to avoid. There's that, I think, bigger flamethrower there. The best way to do it is to try to roll in the direction that the claw is coming from, because it kind of starts actually a little in front of where her claw actually is. But if you can't do that, then try to roll to the side. Rolling forward will almost always get you caught by that claw, though. It's not going to work. Alright, flamethrower. We're going to take advantage of this. The thing with Spirit Gauge is that you do want it for the extra sharpness, but you also don't want to just not take advantage of the extra damage it can give you. Alright, is she leaving? I think she is. I'm going to assume going back to... I'm going to go through Area 5. There's a chance that she'll be there. But we are pretty much at that 25-minute limit. So there's a good chance that she's just going to flee very soon. But that's okay. And like I said before in Kushala Daora's episode, if the Elder Dragon flees, which they almost always will on the first attempt, and they can on the second, as we are probably about to see here again, then the best way to get their quest to reappear in the quest list is to do a gathering quest, hand in the Paw Pass, and that resets not only the Poker Farm, so you can get that honey again, but also the quest list, so there's a chance it will show up. You normally only have to do that once or twice, and the quest will be back right where you found it the first time. The location can change. It could be in the tower, which is a very cool location, which sadly we haven't got to see yet. Or it could be back in the volcano, like mine was. But one of the two. She is definitely taking some damage now. This is what we want to see. She's enraged as well. That's good. Well, it's not good, but it's a good sign. She's taking damage. This is what we like to see. Red explosion. Keep rolling, keep rolling. We somehow survived. Very nice. I'm sorry for the camera angle during that, but we survived, and that's good. She's being very kind. She's giving us all of the time saving. However, we did lose Spirit Gauge. That's a problem. Alright. I did get a little greedy there. Glad that didn't hit me. That would have been bad. That looked like it hit me, but it didn't, thankfully. Alright, here she is. She's in the air now. She can do the same claw with... Actually, she uses her tail. I forgot about that. That Daora can do. Or she can do a cone of fire, much like that. We're trying to hit her with some of these bombs. We're also getting hit. That's not good. Let's heal. The biggest problem with this is that it leaves you pretty much with nothing to do for a lot of the time she's in the air. You can try to hit her, but you will just bounce off unless you have Spirit Gauge. Alright. We are approaching the end, unfortunately. We might not get her. Ow. This is gonna hurt. Alright, we somehow avoided that. Barely. I'll let her do that while I heal. You may notice I haven't done another cool drink. It's a little risky, but I just want every second to do as much damage as I can. That's gonna hurt. It did. It did hurt. It hurt a lot. We're fine. Alright, I'm being too risky. I'm going to back off. I would love if my cat could heal me. That would be nice. But apparently not. I see yellow. I go in. It is that simple. The explosion at first is kind of terrifying, but once you know the tells, it's fairly simple. When I first fought Lunastra, I thought for sure it was random. And I had no clue how I was going to beat her. But it isn't. It is very predictable. I sense, yep, a leap. Ah, damn it. It's very difficult to avoid that charge. And there we go. She fled. We must be so close. I'm probably going to go into that next fight and she'll disappear within the first 5-10 minutes for sure. Like, we got a lot of damage in there. Like, a lot of good hits. But that's Lunastra. A large, very high energy fight that can get quite terrifying. I'm just going to see if I can gather some stones. I think this is only Whetstones though. It can get quite terrifying, but if you make sure that you're picking your moments, that you are staying healed, although I didn't towards the end there, I was trying to push the envelope a bit, and that you bring a lot of those nutrients. Bring 3 of them, or even just bring as many as you can, or as many as you have. Cool drinks are also good. Let's see. I would say that those are probably the most important things you can bring. And potentially extra items for mega potions and potions, just so you have extra healing. Because you might have noticed at the end, this was only a 25-minute fight, and I was down to my last 4 potions. I'd gone through almost everything. So definitely bring a lot of healing. But that's Lunastra. Go ahead and let me know if you liked this video, if you learned something from it. I hope you did. I'm going to go ahead and put anything I forgot to mention in Bear's Broken Brain in the description. You can also find the link to my Twitch and the Discord there. Like I've said before, Twitch is very relaxed. We just kind of play games and chat. We play pretty much a huge variety of games, so there's almost certainly going to be something you enjoy. And yeah, if you liked it, leave a like. If you want to know when the next video is coming out, go ahead and hit that bell and keep notified on the next large monster of Monster Hunter Freedom Unite that we deal with. But anyway, hope you enjoyed. Happy hunting. And I shall see you next time.